Please rise for the Pledge of the Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, our deputy clerk, our city attorney, chief of staff, administrative staff, those who are in the audience this evening, and to those who's viewing our broadcast, tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel on YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting. Today's date is Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda, which is agenda number 8. We encourage everyone to please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back of the chambers, and then hand it to the deputy clerk. Please note that members of the public who submitted the cards will be called upon first to speak. Okay? And at this time, Madam Chair, we'll take roll call.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Bullock.
here.
Councilman Jones.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
And Councilman Wilhite.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum for tonight's regular council meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
The council meeting agenda reads as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4 is the chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8 is public comment. Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10 is new business. 11 is warrant. 12 is communication. And number 13 is adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular council meeting as presented, agenda as presented.
I second that.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, seconded by Mr. Jones for the approval of the regular council meeting agenda. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item number 2, minutes. 2A, request approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move that we approve it's the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on Monday, February the 9th at 7:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Ms. Abdo for the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 2B, request approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. for the purpose of discussing the master plan update, future land use maps amendments.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the approval of the minutes for the special meeting study session that was held on Monday, February the 9th at 6:30 p.m. It was for the purpose of discussing the master plan update and future land use.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Ms. Abdo for the approval of the minutes for the special meeting study session held on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. for the purpose of discussing the master plan update, future land use maps amendments. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 3 is petitioner. We do have a petitioner from Miss Connie Cox, but she was unable to be here this evening. However, Her petition has been reviewed by our police department, fire department, DPW, DDA, Parks and Recreation Department. So Ms. Connie Cox has submitted a special events application for a community craft and vendor show to be held at the Historical Park Pavilion on Saturday, June 6, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And again, her petition has been reviewed from the appropriate administrative departments. Therefore, the recommendation is to authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Historical Park Pavilion for the Community Craft and Vendor Show on Saturday, June 6, 2026, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., and the closure of Hunt Street from Bibbins to the entrance of the post office.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Jones?
I move to authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Historical Park Pavilion for the Community Craft and Venture Show on Saturday, June 6, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the closure of Hunt Street from Bibbins to the entrance of the post office.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, seconded by Ms. Abdo for the authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Historical Park Pavilion for the Community Craft and Vendor Show on Saturday, June 6, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the closure of Hunt Street from Bibbins to the entrance of the post office. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Takes us to number 4, Chairperson's report.
Thank you. Just a couple of things going on in our great community here, with some great events. As always, we do events well in Romulus. We had a bake sale that the Goodfellas put on a couple of weeks ago. It was great. It's really like a store over there. It was just a great event for the Goodfellas. So thank you for the Goodfellas for sponsoring that event. I think it's maybe twice a year they do it, but they did a great job with that bake sale. Not just baked goods, it's all kinds of great things. So thank you for the Goodfellas for that. We began budget meetings last week. Thanks for everybody's, and the mayor and his staff and his team for everything going very smoothly with the budget meetings. Councilman Wilhite has been participating in the meetings. Thank you. And David Jones, Councilman Jones has been popping in. So thank you guys so much for participating in those. Just showing your support in that. So thank you. And then I went to an event at Hook and Ladder. Y'all know that's one of my favorite places here in Romulus, right here on the corner of Governor. They had a improv show. They did an improv show this past Saturday that I went to. And so I just want to just shout out them for the great job that they did. The name of the group was Project 2, and they did improv that night. And their upcoming events coming up on March 6th, 7th, and 8th is the Miscast Cabaret. So please support our Hook and Ladder Theater. It's a great venue. Captain Thee does a great job over there, and the team of people who is supporting him. So please check out them dates. It's March 6th, 7th, and 8th, the Miscast Cabaret. And then in honor of Black History Month, we are in Black History Month. Couple of events I've been to in the city. I just want to shout out to Reverend Willis and the Pentecost Baptist Church for their annual Black History program. It was very nice. I love the way they highlighted the kids on that day. So thank you, Reverend Willis and the Pentecost Baptist Church, for what they do with their annual Black History program. That was on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I got a chance to go over to Mount Olive Church, Baptist Church. I was asked to go over there by their Pastor Smith. And he just asked me to speak a few words on my journey of being the first African-American female woman mayor pro tem in the city of Romulus. And I thought that was really cool. I said, don't nobody ask me for my story, so thank you. And so I got to speak a few words, and it was just very encouraging. So I thank God for our legacy and our culture and our history. So we just got a few more days of Black history. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Our dodgeball, our high school had a dodgeball game. It was a great time, great turnout. It was fun to watch. I'm not getting out there, but it was great to watch everybody out there. And just kudos to the superintendent for him organizing, and his team for organizing that dodgeball event. It's becoming an annual thing. This was the second one, so thank you for that. It was a great community event. And then, on that note, I want to yield the floor to Councilman Jones for a resolution.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Jones.
I ask for a resolution, memorial resolution for Eddie Jones, who was a longtime resident of Romulus. I've been knowing him all my life and the family. So he's been cornerstone in this community on the north end for several years. Probably close to 80 years, I believe he was his age. So I just asked for a memorial resolution for him.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, seconded by Ms. Abdo for memorial resolution for Mr. Eddie Jones. Any other comments or discussion? And I do want to add out there, Mr. Eddie Jones was actually one of our honorary street sign honorees. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he did get an honorary street sign. So very pivotal in our community. So if no discussion, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that resolution is approved. Thank you. Secondly, Mayor had a one community meeting last week at Hell Creek. It was a great turnout, kind of like it looks like right now. And guess why? Because of this situation in our city. So I said all that to say that though the residents came out and voiced their concerns, and I thank them for coming out, there was other city business discussed there, but everybody's voice was regarding this situation we're dealing with in the city of Romulus. And so on that note, I want to yield the floor to our Councilwoman Celeste Roscoe
Thank you, Madam
for our
Chair.
first step. Oh, and I'm sorry, before I get to that, I have something I want to read. First, I would like to thank the mayor and his team for their tireless work on this matter with the ICE Detention Center striving to come into our city. I want to thank our legislators for the same. I want to thank all the residents who expressed their concerns about this matter and the ones who brought possible solutions to explore. Chairperson Pro Tem Celeste Roscoe and I met with several residents, and they have put a lot of work into finding solutions to this situation, and it was amazing for the work that they did. So not only did they come and were grieving about it, they brought solutions to us as well. And they put a lot of work in the solutions that they brought to us, which I was able to turn over and have reviewed by our administration. So I want to thank to everyone else who has also supported Romulus in this matter. Thank you for the people that came out today to support us, because one thing we do well in Romulus, we support each other and we band together. So everybody that's come out to band together with Romulus in this situation, we appreciate you, and I want to say thank you, because it was cold out there. I want to shout out to our County Commissioner Al Wilson, who has actually texted me and the mayor as well regarding his support in this matter as well. And I know the mayor probably has a lot more list of people who has also given their support in this matter. And I'm most grateful in this situation for the residents who didn't buy into the misinformation that has been put out there. Thank you. We're about engaging in the facts. I love, I'm not on Facebook. That's just not how I do. But if there's information, please, we just ask you to check it out. Make sure you are informed what's going on. Make sure you have the facts. Because I got calls, and my colleagues up here called with information that was just not true. So make sure you're getting the facts, and make sure you don't have misinformation, and find out what the facts are.
Madam Chair, I'd like to also, let's give a applause for the high school who acknowledged the facts and had the courage to step out in what they believe in their protests for the high school.
Amen. Thank you for that, Mr. Jones. So let me just say this. The message is clear. The message is clear. Our mayor and our Senator, Darren Camilleri, was on the pulse with Ruth Watts addressing this issue. The message is clear. And if this doesn't send a strong message about how we feel, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. If that's not a strong, we are exhausting all avenues in this matter. Like I said, I got residents coming up to me with solutions. We're exhausting all avenues, and the work continues. And this is really disruptive in our city. It's a small, quiet city. You know, we don't do a lot here. We kind of mind our business. You know, so this has really been disruptive for our city. But again, Romulus bands together well. And I'm just grateful for the people who are banding together with us in this. And again, get the facts, don't feed into the misinformation. And one thing I always do, as people know, I'm a Christian. And when my back is against the wall, I pray. That's what I do. When my back is against the wall, I pray. Because the Lord has not failed me yet. So I'm going to end it on this. May the Lord bless us and keep us. May the Lord shine his face on us and be gracious to us. The Lord turn his face toward us as we go through this time with this detention center, that it will not come to the city of Romulus. And on that note, I'm going to yield it to Councilwoman Celeste Roscoe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a motion tonight for a resolution, and I'm going to read it in entirety. A resolution of the City of Romulus City Council opposing the establishment of an Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center within the city limits.
Support.
Whereas the City of Romulus is committed to protecting the health, safety, and welfare of its residents and commercial business interests. Whereas the operation of federal detention centers within a municipality can impose substantial burdens on local infrastructure, public safety resources, and emergency medical services without providing direct local benefits. Whereas the existence of a detention center within the City of Romulus would have direct negative implications for local public safety, municipal services, land use capabilities, and economic development. Whereas the presence of a detention center may depress property values, deter business investments, and impose long-term negative impacts inconsistent with the city's development goals and land use planning strategies. And whereas the City Council finds that placing a detention center within the city limits is inconsistent with community planning, economic priorities, and the city's vision for a safe environment for its residents and commercial business interests. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Romulus that the city formally opposes the establishment, construction, or operation of a detention center within the city limits. Be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be transmitted to the Department of Homeland Security, the offices of the city state legislative representatives, the governor's office, and the city's congressional representatives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Support, and I have a comment.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wadsworth, for the resolution of the City of Romulus City Council opposing the establishment of an Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center within the city limits, as outlined by Councilwoman Celeste Roscoe. Mr. Wadsworth.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm going to make my comments now because there's going to be a lot of comments made before the night is over. But I have no problem with illegal immigrants being deported with criminal records, none whatsoever. But what I've seen in the past couple of months on TV turns my stomach. There's no reason for this warehouse in our town. They can go to Milan Prison. The Michigan has at least 4 empty prisons right now. They got county jails that take these people to, and it's sad. It's sad as can be. And I mean, this reminds me of the deep well. They come in our town and they shove it down our throat. They're putting us next to a residential neighborhood, schools in the area, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's going to cost us roughly $500,000 a year in property taxes on that site because federal buildings do not pay taxes, and you see these clowns on the radio show talk about it's going to generate $150 million in revenue. That's a bunch of BS. And that's why I support this resolution, and I hope that for some way that we can stop this terrible thing that came to our town. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Willhite?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. So before I close our report, do any other council people have anything they want to add before we close this report? All right, we'll close that out.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk, those in the audience here today, and also those at home tuning in. Before I get into my action items tonight, first I'd like to deliver a video from the Mayor's Office about current events with the Mayor's Youth Council.
My name is Danielle Kennedy. I'm 11th grader at Romulus High School, and here are some Romulus events going on. St. Aloysius Church will hold their annual fish fry dinners every Friday beginning February 20th through March 27th. The cost of the meal is $15 for adults, and curbside pickup is also available. The annual dog and cat vaccinations will be held on Saturday, February 28th at the Romulus DPW from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pet owners can pay for dog licenses as well as dog and cat vaccinations. Nail trimming will also be available by donation only. For more information, contact the Romulus Animal Shelter at 734-942-7591.
Hello, I'm Alexis, and I'm in 9th grade. Registration for the spring T-ball and the baseball is open until March 1st. Students from pre-K through 8th grade can learn and practice the game of baseball starting the first week of April and concluding in June. Contact the Recreation Department to register. Thanks, everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube or visit our website for more info.
Thank you, ladies. As always, great job. Appreciate that. Following in line with the Mayor Pro Tem, I wanted to just also reiterate a statement on the possible ICE detention center. We are still working closely with all of our legislators. We've made sure that at the state and the federal law level that they know that we are opposed to this, and the use does not meet the requirements of our zoning ordinance. We send an official notification that's also posted on our city website. We sent this to Todd Lyons and also Secretary Noem. And I think we notified everybody from the governor that we could. And still, this letter went out on February 16th, and I still have no response from any at the federal level to let us know what's going to go on at the facility definitively, nor from the state. I haven't heard from anybody in Lansing as well, other than our state representatives and also Senator Camilleri. So for several reasons that we spell out in this letter, why it doesn't work for our city. This proximity to the residential area. We have 100 new homes less than a quarter mile from this. We have our elementary school about 1.5 miles away. This does not meet our zoning requirements. So thank you for passing that resolution, unanimous resolution opposed to it. But I think it's incredibly irresponsible for the federal government to put a burden like this on a smaller, underserved, overburdened community right now. You see tonight our drain on public safety. Right. I'm worrying right now about police officers out there who are doing their jobs, trying to keep everybody safe. But while they're here, they're not in our neighborhoods where they need to be. So it's a drain on our public services already. So thank you for everybody who came out tonight and is being peaceful and is standing in opposition to this. We stand with you in Romulus. We're not for it. But we're, like Mayor Pro Tem Talley said, we deal with facts. And as of this moment, we've only verbally been told who owns that building. Nothing official from the federal government. We believe we know where it's going, and we're planning for the worst, and we're working with everybody we can, from ACLU and their attorneys to our attorney, and we have very talented staff. So we're continuing to fight as much as we can, and we'll do what we can to make sure this doesn't have a negative impact on our community. But like I said, we're seeing tonight the drain on public safety. The amount of resources the city of Romulus has to put out again for this decision by the federal government, and we've seen people hype this whole protest on our front porch tonight. And it's not the city of Romulus that they should be protesting. It's the wrong building. But needless, we need to commit to keeping everybody safe, and that's what we've done tonight. So hopefully it goes well, but you can hear them beating on the windows out there. And hopefully everybody stays safe and nobody gets hurt. But just to clear the air, we are opposed to this. We stand with everybody in opposition. This does not fit in our community. This is nothing that we want here. And while I'm sitting in this position as the mayor, we will not issue a permit or a certificate of occupancy for this structure unless we're mandated by a federal judge. So that's all I'm going to say about that issue. Moving on. Speaking of local control and being able to control what goes on in the city of Romulus, we've also circulated to our council members, and I would ask for a resolution to oppose House bills that were introduced, 5529, 5530, 5531, and 5532. Those are House bills that limit our authority to regulate what goes on in our community, and we all know when we limit our authority, we have no say-so. When what gets here, we get detention centers, we get deep injection wells, we get airport expansion, and we got a radioactive material coming into Van Buren. So anything that's going to reduce our local control over what should be developed and built in Romulus, I'm going to stand in opposition to it. So I would ask that council pass a resolution to send to our legislators that we are in opposition to those, please.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe?
I'll make that motion for a resolution opposing Michigan House Bills 5529, 5530, 5531, and 5532 as presented to us tonight in detail.
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wilhite, for a resolution opposing Michigan House Bills 5529, 5530, 5531, and 5532 as outlined by our mayor. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you. On to, first action I might have is some nicer business for the city, a no-fee permit request for Marianne Banks permit, or park. I request City Council authorize a no-fee permit for the use of Marianne Banks Park for Creative Minds for meeting with the girls group on Thursday, July 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th, and also August 6th.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move that we issue a no-fee permit for the Marianne Banks Park, and it's to be used on July the 9th, 16th, 23rd, 30th, and the 6th of August from 1:30 to 4:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Jones for the concur with administration and authorize a no-fee permit for the use of Marianne Banks Park by Creative Minds for meetings of their girls group on Thursdays, July 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th, and August 6th of 2026 from 1:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. for their girls group to meet together. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next action I might have up is for continuation of Project R Streets for 25 and 26. I respectfully request City Council award bid ITB 25-26-13 to the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidder, Great Lakes Contracting Solutions, LLC, in the amount of $2,204,513.15, and an additional contingency amount to cover for unforeseen issues that may arise during that project cost.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe?
I'll make that motion to concur with administration and award bid ITB 25/26-13 to the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidder, Great Lakes Contracting Solutions, LLC, in the amount of $2,204,513.15, with an additional contingency in the amount of $500,000 to cover any unforeseen issues that may arise in the field, for a total cost of $2,704,531.15 for the 2026 concrete program project.
I'll second it.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wilhite to concur with administration and award bid ITB 25/26-13 to the lowest, most responsive bidder, and Great Lakes Contracting Solutions LLC in the amount of $2,204,513.15, with an additional contingency in the amount of $500,000 to cover any unforeseen issues that may arise in the field, for a total cost of $2,704,531.15 for the 2026 concrete program project. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The last action I might have up is for piggybacking on my deal for purchase of a 2025 Ford Transit 3250. As we continue to struggle with litter and debris, what seems to be going on in society, this is another action item we have. We have the physician now that runs the crew, and they go to different areas in the community where we have litter and make sure we pick it up, but their vehicle is falling apart. So I am respectfully requesting City Council's authorization to piggyback on my deal contract, MA24000000193, to purchase one Ford Transit van, 12-person, for the price of $64,000 from Gorno Ford to replace the current van. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified that funds for this purchase are currently available.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move that we approve the piggyback on the MI deal contract for the purchase of one 2025 Ford Transit 350 12-passenger van in the amount of $64,069.
I support.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Mr. Jones, to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the My Deal contract number MA 24000001193 to purchase one 2025 Ford Transit 350 12-person passenger van for the price of $64,069 from Gorno Ford to replace the current van being utilized by CSW Labor for Court Worker Program. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And I also want to follow and give a nod and a thank you and appreciation to our Dr. Ben Edmondson for the dodgeball showdown. To see the way the kids really enjoy that game. And I, unlike some people, did get on the floor and play dodgeball, so I gave everybody a chance to hit me with a dodgeball. And I apologize for the overwhelming send of Ben Gay in the air right now because my arm's still killing me. But great event, great to get the kids out and support our school system. It's a great cause. So thank you to everybody who showed up and enjoyed that one.
Thank you, Mayor.
That concludes my report for tonight.
Thank you. We need to handle some business. Yes.
Yes.
We need to close out the chairperson's report. I need a motion to close that report.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to close out your report.
Thank you.
I second.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones to close accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhide?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Number 6 is the clerk's report. And as you know, we're Black History Month. We're ending it, so I have just a little read that I'd like to share.
Yes, please.
In honor of Black History Month. As Black History Month comes to a close, let us not forget the patriarchs, the matriarchs, and the heroes of the past, the trailblazers who paved the way for so many people of color. The sacrifices gave us hope and encouragement to become trailblazers and history makers for the next generation. We're called to leave a legacy, to move forward in spite of adversity, to make changes that count, and to continue building a future rooted in courage and purpose. Last week, we lost the Honorable Jesse Jackson, who walked alongside Dr. Martin Luther King in the fight for civil rights and voting rights. Reverend Jackson's message was simple but powerful. Keep hope alive. He reminded us that at the end of the day, we must go forward with hope and not backward by fear and division. Jesse Jackson was a pioneering civil rights leader, Baptist minister, and politician who twice ran for president of the United States. As a young student, he joined the civil rights movement and marched in Salem in 1965. He later became a leading national voice for African Americans, served as a special envoy to Africa, and was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2000. Jesse Jackson also played a pivotal role in negotiating the release of numerous American hostages abroad, including during the TWA Flight 847 hijacking and efforts connected to the Kosovo conflict. In 2017, he shared his diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, and he passed away on February 17, 2026, after a lifetime of service. In closing, let us remember these words from the Negro anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. May we honor those who came before us by continuing the work with hope, with unity, and a commitment to leave a lasting legacy. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
And now the clerk's report. 6A. This is an adoption of future land use map amendments to the master plan. So we're asking council to concur with the recommendation of the Planning Commission and adopt the future land use map amended to the master plan as submitted. If you recall, there was a study session at our last council meeting of February 9th, 2026.
Yes.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion to concur with the recommendation of the Planning Commission and adopt the future land use map amendment to the master plan as submitted.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones, for the recommendation of the Planning Commission and adopt the future land use map amendment to the master plan as submitted. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 6B, this is a resolution to vacate Beauchamp Avenue, adjacent alley located in the Beauchamp subdivision. There was a public hearing this evening at 6:45. Therefore, it is recommended that council adopt a resolution vacating the entire street of Beauchamp Avenue in the Beauchamp subdivision west of Inkster Road, north of East Ecorse Road to the terminus abutting lots 7 and 8, and the east-west alley also located west of Inkster and north of Ecorse abutting lot 1 and lots 2 through 31 inclusive, and lots 840 to 842 located in the southeast quarter, section number 1 of the city of Romulus, county of Wayne, retaining all utility easements of record and a 12-foot utility easement within the vacated Beauchamp Avenue and a 10-foot utility easement within the alley for the City of Romulus Department of Public Works to access any city-owned utilities that may be located within the street or alley for repair and/or maintenance.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion for a resolution to vacate Beauchamp Avenue and adjacent alley located in the Beauchamp subdivision as read by the clerk.
Thank you.
I second that motion.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Jones for the resolution to vacate Beauchamp Avenue and adjacent alley located in the Beauchamp subdivision as outlined by the clerk. Any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Bosworth?
If I can, to Roberto or to the mayor, Ecorse Road is in the mix to be widened. Have they started looking into that, or?
We'd like to, it's a county road. We're creating an LDFA right now to look at the future rebuild and reconstruction of Ecorse Road right there, but I can't speak to any timeline. You know, the vision is really the 5 to 10 year development. That area has been redeveloped and widened, but as far as
Yeah, I know,
continuous
I know.
all the way down Ecorse Road, I'd love to see it as fast as possible.
Okay, all right, fine, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Bullock, did you have something? You did have? Ms.
Madam
Ab?
Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Wilhite?
Yes, At this point, I'm a no. I would like to see a little bit more information, and I would like to see, more details on what they're going to do with this property. Actually, I would like to see a motion to table this until we get further information from this group.
Okay.
Through the chair.
Ms. Abdo?
I agree with him on this. I mean, this is just sketches. I would like to see how they're going to develop this, how this would affect the residents around them. And none of that was really provided just today.
Gotcha. Okay.
Somebody make a motion to table.
Yeah, through the chair, there is a motion pending right now,
So-
right? So you need to deal with
Let's
that.
go with that. We'll deal with that.
We have to
Thank
vote.
you. Hold on. So, the motion is on the table for the Beauchamp. So it's been motion, we got the discussion. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite,
No.
Ms. Abdo,
No,
Mr. Wadsworth,
No.
Mr. Bullock.
No.
Chair votes yes. I mean, no, we're gonna, that failed. So, let's get the new motion, and this to
You don't
table
have to
this.
table it, they could
You don't
just
have
bring
to
it
table
back.
it, we'll just bring it back.
Bring it back,
Yeah, you could
okay.
just bring it back at
Yeah,
this
we'll
point.
bring
Who
it
got
back.
that motion? Somebody got, we need a motion.
We don't.
No, you don't
we
need a
don't.
motion.
No,
You don't
we're
need a
good?
motion, we'll just bring
Okay,
it
we're
back.
good,
No,
okay.
we're good. We'll convey the information to
Sounds
Mr. Kemp
good.
and the petitioner.
Sounds good, okay.
That works.
Thank you.
Thank you, council. Agenda item 6C, this is a study session request. And this is a request, it's at the request of our Mayor Pro Tem Talley, and and the clerk's office is requesting a 30-minute study session for Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 6:45 PM to discuss consent agendas. Date and time are available.
Need a motion?
Madam Chair,
Thank you.
I'll make that motion. Clerk's office is requesting a 30-minute study session for Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 6:45 PM to discuss the consent agendas.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wadsworth for the study session request for Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 6:45 regarding the consent agenda. Any discussion?
yes.
Ms. Abdo?
I am against the consent agenda, mainly because this administration has always been very upfront with everything we've done and informative. And I know the consent agenda shortens our meetings, but I think the people of Romulus want to know exactly what we are voting on.
So are you voting no against the study session?
Yeah, I don't see a need to have the study session
Okay.
either.
Any other?
Madam Chairman?
Mr. Wadsworth?
Even though I supported this, I have a lot of problems with the a consent agenda, but I'm willing to meet and
Okay.
to talk about it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
And Ms. Abdo?
No.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last action item under the clerk's reports, agenda item 6D. This is a request for council to, for a resolution for the alley vacations. So we're asking for council to accept, a resolution to accept the petition to vacate the north-south alley located in the Osberg Airport Estate subdivision and schedule a public hearing on Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at 6:45 PM to hear objections to the petition to vacate the alley pursuant to Chapter 14, Section 14.2 of the Romulus City Charter. The date and times are available for this request.
Madam Chair,
Thank you, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make a motion for resolution to consider an alley vacation and schedule a public hearing for Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at 6:45 in regards to the Osberg Airport Estate subdivision.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, seconded by Mr. Wadsworth for a resolution to consider an alley vacation and schedule a public hearing for Monday, March 23rd, 2026 at 6:45 PM. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Bullock.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And that concludes the clerk's report. Takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report, which there is no report under that from the city treasurer's office. It takes us to number 8, which is public comment. And this is the portion of our agenda that, is for those of you who are in the audience and who would like to address our city council. The rules to address city council can be found on the back of your meeting agenda. And we've asked you earlier to complete a request to speak public comment card. As you can see, we have a full house tonight. We want to make sure that everybody who would like to speak has that opportunity. So to keep it orderly, we're asking, you don't have to, but we are strongly recommending that you complete a card, which are located in the back. After you've completed this, filled out your card, to hand it to the deputy clerk, and we will call upon you in the order that we've received the cards. Otherwise, after everyone that has submitted a card has been, had an opportunity to address city council, and then if there's those of you who want to address city council, you can raise your hand, and then you'll be called upon by our mayor pro tem. Please note that each individual will have 3 minutes to speak, okay? There'll be a clock up there ticking, okay? So you have 3 minutes to speak, but if any additional time is needed, it'll be upon the consent of the chairperson. And we ask that everyone's, because we know that we want to hear from everyone, so we just ask that you please adhere to our 3-minute rule this evening. Okay, so
Okay.
Madam Chair, we'll start.
Yes.
And real quick.
Yes, through the chair. As the chair and the council is aware, we have a lot of people here tonight, both packed house in here being limited by the fire marshal and people outside.
Yes.
People are entitled to be heard and entitled to make public comment, even the ones that are outside that are not in the meeting right now,
Right.
pursuant to the rules under the state of Michigan. So there have been, at least we've noticed, some rotation of people coming in and out. So if, as the public comments are going, if you want to direct the fire marshal or just to maintain, to make sure that people are coming in and out in an orderly fashion, that's fine. I will also tell the chair that one of the options, based upon the amount of people that want to talk or not, depending on how it is, and the space that are constrained here, we could recess the meeting to allow people to public comment. Okay, that might not be something that we want to do, but we want to see if we can get through it. But I encourage the chair to let people come in and speak, as many as they want.
Yeah,
because they're
absolutely.
entitled to.
That's what we're here for. And so, clerk, we can facilitate that, make sure that people are coming in from out in the hall. Okay,
Sure.
let's go with our first
We just want to
card.
keep it orderly here.
Yes, please.
All right. The first card that I have is from our state representative, Dylan Legella.
Good evening. I am honored to represent the northeast portion of Romulus. Unfortunately, that is the portion of our city where the proposed site is located. And I just wanted to share with you, my father owns a small business, a vending machine business, and actually had that location as a stop when I was a child. And I remember going to that location to fill vending machines with my father on Take Your Father to Work Day. And it is just so sad and unfortunate that this is where our country has been taken by this administration. And I wanted to come specifically tonight so that there's no confusion where I stand as a representative of this community, but also to thank the mayor, the council, and anyone who's been working to fight what's been going on. Before I get into just some comments, I just want to let people know, if you're interested, we're having a Know Your Rights training with the ACLU next Monday from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Radcliffe Center in Garden City. That's address 1751 Radcliffe Street in Garden City. A couple things I'll just mention. I'm 33 years old, and ICE was formed in 2003. And year after year in my life, I've seen the ICE budget get greater and greater, no matter who's in power. But we've seen a record amount of funding recently. We've seen funding that is so high under the Big Beautiful Bill that it is more than most military budgets around the world. It is more than a bunch of states' operating budgets. And we are seeing how this administration is using ICE. ICE has lost in court since October 4,400 times. They are violating our civil and human rights. We need to be united, and I know that we are as the electeds, but as a people, to say that this is not the way we want our future to go. And I want to remind people that the administration defunded healthcare and defunded food stamps in order to do this. And those are things that our community has relied on because of the state of this world. We are seeing these turning into these, in Baldwin, we're seeing massive profits being made off of detention centers, $254 million. I want us to think, is that a society we really want to live in? I don't want another penny of my tax dollars going to ICE. I believe we should be moving in this country to defunding, abolishing, and prosecuting ICE for its crimes against us. I will do anything my office can do to support you all in opposing the detention center, but I want to just really briefly, because I want to stay under 3 minutes, it's going to take more than the elected officials, right? We have to organize as a people and as a community. We have to prepare now. And if anyone wants to learn how to organize, I'm here to organize with you. Please connect with me, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Rep. Regala. Thank you.
Joe Gishore, did I pronounce it correctly? Joe Gishore, Kishore. Oh, okay. There you go.
Well, hundreds of our neighbors and friends marched outside today because they don't want to see concentration camps built in Romulus, Milan, or any other city in the United States or any other city. Now, let me speak quite plainly. If you want to know what fascism is, this is it. Federal agents in unmarked cars seizing young people, children, and workers outside of factories, murdering people on the streets of Minneapolis, where I just returned from. Here in Michigan, 2 Amazon flex workers were seized outside of the Hazel Park earlier this month, and ICE agents were seen outside of General Motors Factory Zero last Monday. And now these plans to establish a detention center here in Romulus are in fact part of a $38 billion program to expand concentration camps around the country. We have in the White House a convicted criminal who, acting on behalf of a corporate oligarchy, asserts that his powers are unlimited. We have seen such things before. They lecture the world about dictatorships in Iran and elsewhere to justify war, but what is happening right here? 250 years ago, this country was founded on the Declaration of Independence, that great document that accused the king of trampling the rights of the people. British troops descended on Lexington and Concord to seize leaders and crush opposition. That's how it began. And now we are being told that armed federal agents can descend on our neighborhoods and workplaces and that we should simply accept it. Just last week, police beat up 5 children in Quakertown, Pennsylvania for a protest against ICE. And what are the Democrats doing? They issue statements. They posture. They continue to fund the same agencies carrying out these raids. They tell us to wait for the next election, and every day innocent people are brutalized and spirited away. If this is to be stopped, it has to be done by the mobilization of the working class. That is warehouse workers, auto workers, every section of the working class. That is those who produce the wealth of society and who have the power to dismantle this machine of repression. Now, if you're a worker, this means organizing at work. It means meetings of rank and file workers, not relying on the bureaucratic apparatus of the unions and the UAW or anywhere else. but on the power of workers on the shop floor. It means mobilizing the working class in a general strike. I heard that again and again throughout Minneapolis, but it can't just be a slogan, it has to be organized.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry White. Jerry White. Mariah Townsend.
Hi, I'm here as a Romulus resident of 31 years. I grew up at 36940 Goddard. I'm a fifth generation Romulus High School graduate. Romulus raised me. Romulus raised me to know humans are humans no matter what. I was taught this lesson by my family, but I was reinforced by my kindergarten and first grade teacher, Miss Raspberry and Miss Richard, at Barth Elementary. I was taught the consequences of forgetting these lessons in Mr. Stowe's AP European History class. I was shown real-life examples of the horrors that happen when we forget humans are humans. When I visited the beaches of Normandy, when I stood in the American cemetery in Normandy and saw all the lives that were lost fighting fascism. The trip was offered through Romulus Community Schools. That's who I went with. I did not go in college. I did not go on my own. I went with my teacher, Madame Rusenberger. You guys have volunteered to fill leadership positions in Romulus. You may not have realized you were going to have to decide about whether we get or don't get a concentration camp. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for fighting back. We really do appreciate it. Knowing I was coming here today, I did bring a copy of part of the Detroit Free Press from January 19th, 1989. There's an article called P is for President, G is for George. A portion of the article says the class of 2000 at Barth Community Schools in Romulus takes its politics seriously. Most of the 24 youngsters in Miss Karen Richard's class know the president-elect's name, and they know the importance of his job. I have it right here, right next to a horrible article about how crappy Donald Trump is from 1989. Very coincidental, never saw it until I was sitting here looking at the newspaper today. I've had this for almost 40 years. So, thank you for fighting back. We will be here to stand with you. We really appreciate it. This cannot happen here.
Thank you.
Dan Doyle.
Hi, obviously I want to speak to you about the proposed detention center in Cogswell. I live on Wick Road and Cogswell. That's less than a mile from my home. These ICE agents aren't properly trained. They don't have to pass the same entry criteria as local law enforcement. They've been given blanket immunity as federal agents who have no recourse to sue if there's a civil rights violation. We have an administration that does not communicate with local governments, does not respect state or city sovereignty. So I'm requesting immediate action. Cut the utilities, condemn the building, demo it, take it under eminent domain. Whatever you can do, make it impossible for them to use our neighborhood for these concentration camps. Let it be a city park instead. We need courageous and aggressive leadership. This will not be solved by a harshly worded letter or a resolution. We need action. We are looking to you, our elected leaders, to resolve this. Because once ICE comes and starts shooting Romulus citizens, the blood will be on your hands for not taking action to stop them.
Thank you.
Diane Roy.
Good evening. My name is Diane Carroll Roy, and I am a proud resident of Romulus. I've gone to most of the city council meetings, and I know that you guys, this administration, city council, clerk, all of you have our backs. And that is so important to me and to this community. And we can come to you for anything, from when I needed a step in front of my apartment building, to this big thing about ICE, to anything in between. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you all for that. And I'm a democratic socialist, and I believe that everyone has a voice, that every voice should be heard, everyone deserves a seat at the table, And I believe that you guys all support that and uphold that ideal. I believe that a person's worth is not defined by a piece of paper, that people should not have to live in fear, that an engaged community is a strong community is a safe community. ICE claims they are making our communities safer, but we know that's a lie. They seek to divide us, turn neighbor against neighbor, and make us unsafe. My 10-year-old granddaughter, I told her what was happening and that I was going to speak here, and she said, I'm going to write down this thought for you. And so I told her I would share it with you. She said, just because we are all different in our own ways doesn't mean we should treat each other different. She also read to me a book called White Bird by R.J. Palacio. It's a graphic novel. And it's about a Jewish girl who was saved by her classmate when the Nazis took over France. And the woman that helped save her said, "It's not up to God to make it end, Pastor. Evil will only be stopped when good people decide to put an end to it. It is our fight." I believe that is our fight. The people of Romulus have a voice. We use it. You listen to us, and you amplify that voice. Our state officials, our elected officials are doing the same, and I could not be prouder of that. I think that we need to remember that protesting is our right. It's our constitutional right, and it is also our responsibility to stand up and protect our friends, our family, our neighbors, and our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brianna Bryant.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Brianna. I am 24 years old. I'm only 24 years old. I was born in 2001, and someone referenced when I started here. Thank you for passing the resolution, and I also want to voice that the hundreds of people that are outside today, that I thank them for showing up. I thank everyone in this room for showing up every day. I am a lifelong advocate and community organizer for all people. I also want to share my reality of being a community organizer. I grieve every day for everyone and those who have lost their lives to the hands of police, ICE, these kidnappings, every day. It hurts every day. And I hope that when you fight, you remember me, and you remember the people that look like me every day. Because I fight like hell, and I will continue fighting to my deathbed for all people. And I want you to all fight like that every day. To rest in power to all of those who have passed away. I grieve them. And I just hope that you know that it does not stop here. It does not end in this meeting. You will continue to have so many other issues that come up after this detention center, this concentration camp. You need to say that you will not share the data of your residents with ICE. You need to say that you will not have your police officers cooperate with ICE or utilize their power against those with different immigration statuses, those who are citizens and not citizens. To those who are citizens, we are being racially profiled outside. I am a brown, queer woman. I'm 24 years old. I am a woman of color who is hated every day. I don't want to live in fear every day. And I don't think people who look like me should have to live in fear every day. So I will continue showing up every day. And so all the young people who are watching and listening at home, I see you, I hear you, and I believe in you. Even if our adults failed us, I see you and I fight for you. Listen to our young people, because they will ask you what you did today. They will ask you what you do tomorrow. They will look at you in this very moment. I ask for you to fight for a future for them and for me. All of us here in Michigan. I love Michigan. I love it so much. This is my home. And it is home to everyone. And I hope you consider this your home too. And I hope you see the humanity in me, and my story, and my people. Because we will continue showing up every day. And so tell me, show me what democracy looks like, because this is what democracy looks like.
Thank you, Brianna. Thank you. Thank you.
Bethany St. Andrew.
Good evening, Romulus. I'm a Romulus citizen, have been living here for 14 years. I've lived in Lincoln Park before this, and I used to live in Toledo, Ohio. I'm late to the game, unlike the young lady that was just up here. I didn't start really getting into fighting anything about what Donald Trump was doing until a year ago. Now, ever since then, I've been as active as I can be. Yes, I stand before you as a white woman, and a lot of people would say I was privileged. But there aren't very many people in this room, in fact, no one, I'm sure, who knows that when I was 16, I was a foreign exchange student in Acapulco, Mexico. So my skin was foreign to them. And to this day, because of every place I've been, Lord knows, 50 states and 26 countries, I've learned to really accept people for what they are. And God knows, Donald Trump doesn't deserve to be accepted for anything in this world. I stand here because I want to see a better country. We need to get rid of, let's do what we can do to get rid of him. And I thank the Romulus City Council for being so straightforward and saying, no, we don't want ICE here, just like the citizens don't want ICE. So I say, I end this with ICE out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Timothy Kaczynski. Did I pronounce that correct? Okay, great.
Good evening, Timothy Kaczynski.
Good evening.
I want to say thank you first and foremost for the resolution and for your efforts to keep the city safe in terms of our civil liberties, in terms of our community, togetherness. And a lot of people will come up here, they'll come up here passionate, some more traditional, some more eccentric. But you know, it takes all kinds in order to preserve the community that we have, preserve the rights and the liberties that we have. And unfortunately, not every community is on board, and there's some specific things I'd like to get into just because I know some of the other general things will be covered. Specifically, the flock camera system, which is used right now, and that data is available nationally, internationally, and ICE has been documenting and accessing cameras. Now, for those who don't know, these flock cameras, they take photos of everyone's license plates, then drive past them, everyone, no suspicion of crime, no nothing, and it's recorded for 30 days. When Miramar Martinez in Chicago was rammed and shot by ICE, she now heard Teresa saying that they pulled ICE data, the flock camera data for 30 days on her. Similar to what Justice Jackson once described as picking the man and searching the law books for some offense against him. In this way, you pick the man and you search the evidence locker to try to find anything that can drum up against them. And while I'm confident that this body will reject ICE from accessing its block camera system, it doesn't require that. For instance, neighboring Taylor has a 287G task force agreement with ICE, and they also have a flock camera system. which means they have access. Now, if this detention facility gets set up, then between that and the airport, Romulus becomes a major hub for these cameras. Now, back in the days of the civil rights movement, if they wanted to harass protesters and concerned citizens, they'd have to send their issues into the parking lot and write down everyone's license plate numbers, which they did. But now they can sit behind their desk and do it through a computer. And they need not ask you for your permission. They can go through a back door like Taylor with block rates and have them search. So I would ask this body to look into its own policies concerning its block cameras and secure them against them being abused. Thank you.
Thank you.
George Fernandez. George Fernandez. Robert Pawlowski.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, City Council. My name is Robert Pawlowski. I'm a lifelong Downriver resident in Southgate. I'm 21 years old and I'm a community activist and organizer. I've been doing this work since I've been 13, 14 years old. And I've seen a lot of things from the first Trump administration and how they overstepped their power, impeded on people's rights, completely destroyed human rights, and then came back continuously with election claims, and now they're fighting back after our communities. First off, I want to give a big thank you to the mayor and all of City Council for passing this resolution. I grew up with a lot of people in my community who were marginalized, that came from other districts, that came from Detroit, they came from Lincoln Park, they even came from Ecorse and River Rouge. The majority of our people that came to our school were looking for a better opportunity, and a lot of them were from other countries because they saw the American dream. I'm currently in college. I go to Oakland Community College in Auburn Hills, and I get that same thing every day. We have exchange students day in and day out. They deserve the right to be here. And we do not need the Trump administration telling us who can be here and who cannot. This is the American dream, and everyone deserves to have it. That flag that you just said, when we had our Pledge of Allegiance, liberty and justice for all. You just did that tonight. Liberty, justice, and freedom for everybody in this country. Democracy is real, and this is what democracy looks like. And echoing everybody here in this room, we are all here to say no, and the protesters here with us. We all stand together. We fight back against tyranny because we believe in everyone has a right to speak up in this country. And with that, I shout, power to all the people!
Joshua, I think it's Strauss? Strauss? Okay, I'm sorry.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor. I moved into Romulus about 3 years ago. I work at the DTW one over there on Ecorse Road. My daughter and my kids go to school at Lakewood Elementary. About 6 football fields about where this facility is planning to go in. Also between the school and there's also a Smart Arms for raccoon hunting club that's back there too. So this facility is within 7 football fields of not only one elementary school, one middle school, and a hunting club. So we're putting criminals next to guns and children. Now, I've also worked in security. I was formerly a DPS, Detroit Public Safety Headquarters, security officer. Spent many years there. I've had a lot of different training. I've had active shooter training. One of the trainings that I had was bomb detection training. It was done by Detroit Police Department. They also brought in Department of Homeland Security, same department that ICE is a part of. Some of the things I heard in that training appalled me. Putting people such as yourself as elected in the municipality as radical groups, churches, Christian groups, religious groups as radicalists. This is things that I heard in training that kind of appalled me. The fact that this is moving into the school, I have to speak for my children that don't have a voice yet that they can speak. But they're afraid of their friends we have to have our kids have IDs to prove that they're American citizens? How do we determine that? When did we become Nazi Germany, where we have to have papers on us to prove that we were born here, to prove that we were citizens? I mean, I thought we were the land of the free, and I thought it was always you were innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. Whether you are in this country illegally or not, you have the right to due process, and we don't see any of that. The difference between the Trump administration and the Obama administration, or even the Biden administration, which had deported more than the Trump administration, is every single person that got deported had the right to due process, one of the key fundamental rights that we have as a citizen and abroad. Other than that, I just wanted to say and point out some things that even if this was one of our own, if we were putting in a detention center, we would not allow this to be this close to our kids or to a hunting club. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I moved into this city 3 years ago. Let me tell you, I fell in love with you guys. You guys have been there with the citizens day in, day out. We don't want something. You guys are standing there shoulder to shoulder. So I just want to thank you all for passing that resolution and continuing to be shoulder to shoulder with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nancy Daniels.
Hello. I just want to thank everybody for letting us talk and give our opinions. And unfortunately, I live way too close to this building. I'm super scared about it coming in. I've been in this city since I was 11 years old. I've seen a lot of changes in this city. I've seen a lot of positive things, and I've seen some things that we've literally been dumped on. We have to deal with the dump in Van Buren, the smells. We do our best to take care of that, but I don't want a prison next door to me. As close or as far as it is, I do not want this. And I know you're fighting as hard as you possibly can, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. I'm counting on you to do everything that you can. And I have no eloquent speech or anything else. I'm just up here to tell you I am 1000% against this. We don't need it. No resident city should have this, ever. So, thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tina Baird.
Hi, I've been a resident since 1996, 30 years. You know, we're very worried about the location of where this, detention center is gonna be and what the crowd is gonna be around it. I mean, you see how it's like out there. We wanna know what protections people around there are gonna have. I mean, because it's insane out there right now. So, we're worried about our property values and what's gonna happen. I mean, if we don't control it, it's gonna be like this every day. And I mean, if there's no way to stop it, then maybe there's a way to work around it, get it out of that area. It's already been, tagged, going all the way down the side. I mean, we don't need it. And that building floods and stuff. I don't know if they know it, but every time it rains, it floods all the way down the side. So, you know, I mean, it's not the proper area, and there's so many other places, I mean, outside of Romulus, inside of Romulus, somewhere else that it can go. You know, like they said, there's empty prisons, there's all kinds of places. So, you know, if you can't fight them, then, you know, try to, you know, work with them, get it somewhere else. So then that way, you know, the residents don't have to deal with this and everything. I mean, and yeah, and we're worried about the schools. Is the schools gonna have to go on lockdown every time something happens? You know, because it's so close. I mean, it goes right through the woods directly to the schools. So, you know, I mean, we're gonna have to, you know, do something. I mean, and then is there any way that we can get grants to help out with the cost of what this is gonna do for us? I mean, I don't know if anybody's looked into something like that, but it's gonna cost a lot. And I mean, if there's a way that they can help out, we, you know, gotta work it and do something. So that's all I really have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy Mackey.
I'm from a neighboring community. This is really hard for me to get up in public speak, really hard because I lose my words, but I had a lot of questions and you don't have any answers is what I'm sitting and listening to. But I just want to say, I just have so many concerns, just as a human being, as a local community member, as a human being, that this is likely going to come to fruition. And I would like to think that that you educate yourself enough through the experience of other communities on how to approach what might be coming here. How do you make sure that the concentration camp are treating people with dignity, are having bathroom rights, having rights to visitors, and for the education if they're going to, you know, have families here, that is affecting your community financially by having to provide public services, and also you're losing money because you're not going to get that in as you would if it was sold to the car company that I understood it was. So I think, again, you have to be proactive if this is going to happen. You need to have people that are expertise on what's been happening in the other states and what you can do to make sure that these people, these human beings, they're going to be warehoused in a warehouse, are treated with human dignity. So you have to go beyond what you're doing now, down to the idea that you might have this in your community and understand what you need to do it. It's to me, it's not financial. It's human beings. They're human beings. We have to respect them. It doesn't matter what party you're from or anything. It just has to do with human beings. So I hope that you are planning ahead, that if this is going to come to fruition, that you study. Well, this is unheard of that we have concentration camps, and I guess you have to go back to the First World War with the Japanese. But think ahead, think way ahead. What you're going to do if it does come to fruition, what steps you legally can take to make sure that these people are treated humanly. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Edna Talon Jameson.
Good evening, Mayor, Chief, Council, Clerks. I'm here for two different reasons, so I'm going to split my time. I apologize to the people behind me because I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. So, Fairways and Gateway, we need speed bumps. We had talked about it once before, but now that we got the nice pretty street down in Swan Lake, the speeders are insane. and it's actually dangerous, where we got residents that are jumping out of the way of cars that are driving way too fast. So we have a proposal. We will purchase our own speed bumps. They will be temporary. We will pull them up when winter comes so that they do not get in the way of the plow trucks. And we restore them, and then when the time comes, we will put them back. Technically, we need them during, excuse me, we need them during the winter time as well, because our neighbors don't know how to not speed when it's icy outside. But I do know that we need to have them out of the way for the plow trucks. I do know that one of the concerns that we heard before, because this is probably my third time mentioning this, was liability for people damaging their cars and things like that. However, speed bumps are like in a whole bunch of other cities, and they do not have problems with lawsuits from people damaging their vehicles. So I'd like you to consider that. It won't cost the city a dime. Our subdivision will pay for it, maintain it, and man it ourselves. And now that we have our consortium with the other subdivisions that are being completed, we will make this throughout the entire complex. So appreciate if you consider that, because we'll come again with an official in writing once we have our consortium meeting. So part two, yeah, nobody likes what's happening in our city. I thank those people who don't live in our community for being here to help speak on behalf. And I appreciate everyone who did speak, because I'm so happy that there hasn't been any things that's happened outside happening in here. I hope everyone is being safe. But I want people to understand that the mayor and council and the whole staff has been doing whatever they can for a long time. Not enough people understand that they've been doing everything that they could. So I'm actually putting a charge out to everyone who feels passionate about this, whether you're in our city or not. How about you link arms with our city's officials and find out what you can do to help? We have brought all of our problems here to your feet, but we know that you are only human and you can only do so much, and half of you got other jobs. So I put it out to the public. Why don't you reach out to the mayor's office and say, what can we do to help? Not, this is your job, you need to do it. It's a we thing, because you can't do it alone. So everybody, please, see if you can help. Thank you.
Thanks, Edna. Michael Calabrese.
Sorry, City of Romulus, Mayor, council members. I was going to come here in my suit, but I feel like this gets a little more interesting results. I've lived in Romulus most of my life, over 30 years or so. At one point, I moved out to Wayne, but my best friend and roommate died, so I had to move back because, you know, things are, so easy for this generation. They said things are supposed to, all these machinations are supposed to make things easier. And it makes things easier for like 6 people, but people like me, people like my friends. I had a whole spiel written out before this thing happened. My dad told me if I was smart, I wouldn't be here. And he's right, because if I was smart, I'd be more quiet about things. But I guess I have more courage and not the greatest sensibilities. The mayor and the police told me I was the most reasonable person they talked to in the past few days. Yeah, and mannerisms. I don't know about appearance. Well, listen, nobody wants this thing here. I don't like either side. When it's red or blue tie, I feel like their jobs are just to make sure that we go to work. I write lyrics under the alias of John Sleezos about how, working class people, just shut up and deal with it. If there's a concentration camp in your backyard, deal with it. I wake up, I look out my front door and I see a trash hill that's ever growing. And it's tough to breathe the air. I wake up and I open up my back door and I see a concentration camp. My dad tells me that I have nothing to worry about because, I'm like, well, you know what? I got friends that aren't, and that's probably hard for some people to imagine, but I love people regardless of what they look like or for the most part, what they believe. If you believe like one single group of people is better than the other, I'm not too down with that. A minute left. I came here, I told them, if you want to make things hard for ICE, shut down the flock camera system. They said it's very useful for the police, and I totally understand that. But just think how useful it is for the police. They know the neighborhood. Think guerrilla tactics. If we have strangers from our neighborhood and they don't know it, maybe it's more, it's harder for them if they don't have a system in place. I would say only temporarily. I mean, I'm vocally against it. I don't believe, I work at Amazon. I'm outside of work right now, and I'm usually busy working, and I think that's the plan, to make people like me too busy working to say, hang on, guys, things are bad. Things are bad. Should I have to worry about armed people on a roof that could nail me with a 5.56 round from that range? I can see it from my backyard. That's tactically, on their opinion, that's not smart on their end. I don't know. I don't want to be here. I hate voicing my opinion. It's a bad time to have opinions. It's a dangerous time to have opinions. But I hope that you guys can instill some sort of faith in me in the next coming months when things get bad.
Thank you.
Christopher Oliphant?
Hi. I live downriver. On February 11th, more than 300 of the 497 students at Romulus High School held a walkout in protest of ICE's attacks on our community. Superintendent Benjamin Edmondson commended these students for their respect and organization. The walkout occurred a week after a Bloomberg report identified Romulus as a potential site for the new ICE detention center. The detention center is projected to be smaller than most of the other 22 new detention centers that were in this report, housing 500 beds. On February 4th, Mayor Robert McRae, you released a statement claiming that the reports about the new detention center within the city of Romulus were unsubstantiated. 10 days later, State Senator Darren Camilleri, who was outside earlier, confirmed that the warehouse on Cogswell Street will become a detention center used by ICE and the DHS. Now, Mayor McRae is claiming that he was kept in the dark about the facility and that he is unhappy that the facility is coming to our community. I'm not only unhappy, I'm very angry. Why didn't Mayor McRae read the Bloomberg report? Why didn't Mayor McRae listen to the students in his community who walked out from school to raise the alarm? Was he asleep at the wheel? In Oklahoma City, Mayor David Holt and the community forced the company that owns the warehouse to break off talks with the DHS. In Salt Lake City, Mayor Aaron Mendenhall and the community forced the Ritchie Group to back out of a sale, providing the property to the government. In Kansas City, city council members issued a moratorium on approvals for non-municipal detention facilities, and Platform Ventures did not move forward with the sale of the warehouse. In Ashland, Virginia, a warehouse sale was blocked after hundreds gathered at the proposed location, demanding the transaction be canceled. One of the largest planned detention centers, housing 10,500 beds in Hutchins, Texas, was blocked, and the protests against the facility turned into a celebration. We cannot allow those who want to do business in our community to sell out for short-term profit. Instead of investing in the community, the detention center creates a public nuisance that will exacerbate division and exacerbate the horrific detention conditions. Industrial warehouses are not equipped with the infrastructure to ensure basic health for the people who would be detained there. Confining a large number of people in spaces not designed for human habitation increases the spread of illness and puts people's health at risk. This is not the future our children deserve, and it's definitively not the future that they have expressed in their majority that they want. It's time we listen to the youth. It's time we put everything we have into building a better community. It's time we stop making excuses and demand the cancellation of the sale. Thank you.
Amy Conrad?
Hello, I'm here to speak about the detention center. I believe that history will not look back kindly at this time. And I'm reminded of one of Dr. King's quotes: "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." I'm asking that you help bend it toward justice. Thank you for passing the resolution tonight, and keep bending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, this is the last written request from Daniel Chapman.
Hey, good evening. My name is Daniel Chapman. I live in Chamberlain Street, a nice little quiet neighborhood for the last 30 years. I've been a taxpayer, a voter, a parent, and I like to stay out of view. I like to just blend in. It's good to hear that you guys share these values. I mean, I was raised with Christian values to show kindness, to help out people who need it, stand up for people who need it. And I don't think I can stay quiet. It's time to say something. So I'm just here to say that. I support you, and my voting will support you as well. And I think a lot of other people here in Romulus also agree with this and will support anything you do to try and oppose this detention center. It's not part of our shared values. It's not what we stand for, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, Madam Chair, that was the last written request. Also, for the record, we did receive 3 emails that, under public comment, with remarks from 3 individuals. We have provided copies for you, and they'll be submitted in the record of those comments. But as of this point, we do not have any more written requests.
Okay, we're going to open it up. First of all, before I open it up, I want to thank everybody for just the orderliness that's been going on in our council chambers today. This is something, we experience things within our community, but this is another big thing that's happened to our community. So I just want to thank you for the orderliness, and also everyone will be heard that want to speak tonight. So with that being said, who's next? Just got to raise your hand. Okay, you got, hold tight. We want to make sure everybody else gets their, we got to make sure everybody else get their turn.
I know, I just want to say something about.
You won't get 3 minutes, okay?
Yeah, I know, just
Okay.
like, I want to know where are we going to get the information on other options that you're working on for whatever, somewhere. And then a gentleman up there said something about guerrilla tactics. We don't want guerrilla tactics in a neighborhood. That's not, that's not called for. I mean, there's certain ways to do things, but guerrilla tactics in a neighborhood is, not gonna happen. So, we have to figure something out.
We will.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody who has not spoken? Yes, could you come on up?
My name is Jen Guthrie. I'm a 12-year resident here.
Can you speak in the mic? I can't quite hear you. Can you speak in the
I'm
mic for
sorry.
me? Thank you.
I was late coming in. Am I allowed to ask what the resolution was?
We're going to do it on the unfinished business. We'll
Okay.
revisit that on the unfinished business. Okay.
Okay. I guess just briefly, we've heard a lot of financial reasons, human reasons. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters who you're aligning with politically. We all know that this is not good. And we all know that it doesn't stop with immigration. We know who's next. And as another member of the community, queer member of the community, it's frightening. And I can tell you right now, attitudes towards people are changing out there, and we feel less and less safe. So anything you can do to stand up right now and make sure we don't take another step in that direction is necessary and appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Phoenix McGregor, and I live downriver in Lincoln Park. I was basically born and raised here, and I have my daughter and grandson that are now being raised downriver as well. And I just wanted to take a moment to speak directly to the people, because what I've heard here tonight is that you all have been on the people's side, and that the federal government has overreached the city's authority. And so I feel that it's now up to the people to take action and to be organized in community. And so I just want the people to know that we are already organizing. We are already getting people together in community, in neighborhoods, and that there are many of us that are willing to help teach you how to do that. And so a few people tonight have talked about community organizing already, and I just want people to know that they're not alone, that it's not just about showing up to this meeting or to the protests, but in between those times, we can get together and we can actually be stronger together for whatever is coming here.
Thank you. Thank you. Any more comments from the audience? Did we have?
We did, the deputy clerk did check with,
Okay.
to make sure, to see if there was anyone that was outside.
Okay.
And the protests have dispersed, so there's no one outside waiting to come in.
To come in and speak? Okay.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody, I want to make sure everybody's heard. So we're going to go to the emails and have those read into record. Is those what we got next?
We don't have to read
Oh,
them
we don't
into
have to?
record. No, it's just to make note that we did
That we
receive
did.
them, and you have copies of them, and everything will be entered into the
Okay.
record as receiving those public.
Okay, so going once, going twice. We're going to close that piece out.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Number 9 is unfinished business.
Thank you. We're going to address the young lady's request about the resolution. Celeste, so I'm going to yield the floor to Celeste here.
Madam Chair, asked me to reread the resolution that we voted on earlier. For those that didn't hear it, it went as a resolution of the City of Romulus City Council opposing the establishment of an Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center within the city limits. Whereas the City of Romulus is committed to protecting the health, safety, and welfare of its residents and commercial business interests. Whereas the operation of federal detention centers within a municipality can impose substantial burdens on the infrastructure, public safety resources, and emergency medical services without providing direct local benefits. Whereas the existence of a detention center within the City of Romulus would have direct negative implications for local public safety, municipal services, land use capabilities, and economic development. Whereas the presence of a detention center may depress property values, deter business investment, and impose long-term negative impacts inconsistent with the city's development goals and land use planning strategies. And whereas the City Council finds that placing a detention center within the city limits is inconsistent with community planning, economic priorities, and the city's vision for a safe environment for its residents and commercial business interests. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Romulus that the city formally opposes the establishment, construction, or operation of a detention center within the city limits. Be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be transmitted to the Department of Homeland Security, the offices of the city state legislative representatives, the governor's office, and the city's congressional representatives.
Thank you, Councilwoman Roscoe. And let me just reiterate my comments earlier. The mayor and his team have been working tirelessly on this matter, solutions, looking for solutions and matters. As I spoke earlier, our council chairperson, Roscoe, and myself have met with residents concerned about this as well, and not just coming and just voicing their concerns, but also bringing solutions, well, possible solutions, things for us to explore. So a lot of things that people have said tonight, on this list of items that we have from residents who compiled a list of things for us to explore. So with everybody kind of putting their ideas on there, we just exploring everything possible. And again, the administration, the mayor, and they have been working tirelessly on this. So I love the comments from the couple of people who said, work with us. Work with us, because it's easy to just say. We just need the action behind it too. It takes a village. So thank you guys, everybody, and we're going to close. We're done with the unfinished business piece.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Number 10 is new business. Number 11 is warrant 26-04.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 26-04 in the following amounts. General Fund, $273,010.74. Major Street Fund, $23,284.22. Local Street Fund, $36,278.66. Public Safety Fund, $34,339.04. Cable TV, $1,832.71. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $2,648.05. Street Lighting Fund, $59,526.58. Community Employee Activity Fund, $178.05. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $1,480.93. Oakwood SAD, $62.16. Tax Increment Finance Authority, $4,961.92. Downtown Development Authority, $13,882.96. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $8,584.33. 911 Service Fund, $12,282.62. Drug Law Enforcement Fund, $418.39. Law Enforcement Federal, $16,726. Library Fund, $4,249.63. Water and Sewer Fund, $179,057.58. Motor Vehicle, $12,647.42. Technology Services, $34,538.02. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $10,578.62. Revolving Fund, $1,025. Current Tax, $37,278.38. Impress Payroll Fund, $56,774.98. Totaling all funds, $825,646.99.
Support. Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, seconded by Mr. Jones for the approval of warrant number 26-04 for checks presented in the amount of $825,646.99. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that's approved.
Number 12 is communication.
Anybody got that? Yeah, we tired, ain't we? I'm tired. Go on, let's move on.
Number 13 is adjournment, and the time is 9:18.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, seconded by Ms. Roscoe for the adjournment of this meeting. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned.